Raymond Walker, it's so good to have you. You look so dapper today.
Thank you.
I mean, you think you're on the track or something?
Thank you.
How did your life as an athlete begin?
Well, that was at Excelsior back in the early 70s. Actually, for the first time in 1971, I went to Champs and I represented the school in the 4x400 meters relay. I should have been running the second leg as far as the coach was concerned, but then the captain of the team had other plans for me. So he came to me and he said, "You'll be running the last leg." So I said, "No, but the coach told me the second leg I would be running." He said, "You hear what I say? The last leg." Apparently, he was somewhat afraid of the person who was going to be anchoring for one of the competing schools. That was the only schoolboy athlete at the time who was an Olympian. So I was forced to run last leg. But put it this way, I mean, I didn't tell anybody that I was going to be running. I didn't
When you
tell
say
my
you didn't
family.
tell anybody, mean your family didn't know?
Family, friends, nobody, because I didn't know that's the first time I was going to Champs, and so I didn't know whether or not I would be coming last, and I didn't want to be the laughing stock around. So I went and I said, well, I'd pretty much resigned myself to coming in the end towards the back of the pack, and so the race started, and we were going full guns, and I was about seventh or eighth thereabout, and then a fellow schoolmate of mine, he was on the field, and he said, "Hey, you man, anyhow you are in the first two in this race, you're guaranteed a spot to the pen relays." Now, prior to that, the only time I had seen a plane was when it was flying above. I'd never been in one before. So when he said that, I mean, everything about coming last, all those negative points, they just went away. And I just started visualizing myself stepping on the Air Jamaica flight, waving bye-bye to my parents. And so I started to, that was what my mind was concerned about. And all I could think about is that those 7 guys before you, they are the ones who are preventing you from realizing this particular vision. And so I started running step by step. I closed the gap step by step. We got closer and closer. And just about the final leg of the race, I caught up with the number one.
Who will be nameless?
Who will be nameless. And I looked in his face. I could see every single muscle, every single vein. And so I said, but Raymond, he can be beaten. And so I started stepping, and almost miraculously in tone, about 1,000 voices, Excelsiorans shouting, "Aggie, Aggie, animal." And that, of course, gave me additional strength. And so to cut a long story short, just as I visualized it, 2 weeks later, we were on our way to the pen relays, and my mother and father, they were there waving me bye-bye.